G'day guys, it's Curly from the Quad Skate channel. How is all today? Good? Okay. Welcome to the Quad Shed. Bit of a new name. Okay, a couple of weeks ago I put up a little post on some of the pages about shimming, internal shimming of wheels, internal shims or external shims, how you shim your wheels. Now, this is thanks to Andrew Daly. Andrew Daly is a skater I've raced with, nice guy. See Andrew, I paid you a compliment. So I just wanted to show you what that means. So I've got one of my skates here. I've got the Rizport with the new LXT plate on it. So I have some coffee. So basically what it is, normally I've got 4 different wheels on here, just to give a bit of an example. I haven't gone crazy. I'm not mixing road and track wheels together. But what we've got here is we've got the Cruciani wheel. We've got a Corsair Piper Corsa wheel. We have a Scott Corey Enforcer, and we have a Jed from Bleng in Belgium, I think. Belgium wheel. So at the moment, they all fit on quite well. Now, I'm going to start with the Cruciani wheel because actually some of these are a bit funny. Some of these actually don't fit on the axle for some reason. These are a relatively short axle. Some of them actually, this one fits, but so it's really weird. But I'm sure the other week they didn't fit. Anyway, going crazy. Anyway, so what you would normally do, what we have on these wheels, we just put that up to the camera a little bit. What we have on these trucks is actually a little E-clip. That E-clip doesn't have to stay on. Contrary to what some people have said, that's not to hold the axle on. Anyway, that E-clip just goes on, and it's just a way of protecting the actual truck, the truck where the axle goes in. So it's just there. And it's a bit of a spacer, and you can also put your washer underneath that if you want to shim that way. But we're not going into that today. But normally what you would do, shim a wheel, so we put the wheel on, we clip it over, and okay, this one doesn't have much play, so I'm not even going to bother trying to shim that one because there's hardly any play in that at all. Okay, we'll go across to the Corsa wheel, and the same thing here, I've clipped it on, the E-clip is underneath, and you can see that there's a bit of play. You can hear that, and you can see it moving up and down. So what we'd normally do, we'd get our little 7mm washers, we'd undo the clip, and we would place a little 7mm washer. I've got these are from LXT in India. They're about 1 millimeter thick, probably just a smidge, around about 1 millimeter thick. You put it on the axle, put the wheel on, clip over, and there you go. Good way to go, quick, easy. But if you've got only one set of skates, or you've got one or the same plates and all the axles are the same length, sometimes it might be handy just to shim your wheel. Instead of shimming the axle, we shim the wheel. Okay? So I'll show you an example of that. I'll just go across to the blend. So you can see that one's got a bit more play. Hear that? A lot more play. And once again, this might take like two shims. So you've got put one shim on, clip it over. Yeah, still a bit of play. Put another one on, flip it over. There we go. That's good. Hardly any play now. So that's perfect. Scott Enforcer. Once again, put it over, flip, bit of play, one shim. Still a little bit of play. Second shim. Not quite. So it's 1.5 shims. So what we can do to save fiddling around with like I said, fiddling around with shims all the time, what we can do, we can get a washer. Now this washer, this is a 21.5 outside diameter washer, a fibre washer. Now these washers, a bearing has an outside diameter of 22mm. So you need a 22mm out OD or outside diameter washer. I like the fibre washers because they're quite light. And I think you can get them in probably copper, aluminium, or stainless steel. And you have to search around on the internet for these. Like I said, these I found at Aldi, and they work quite well for what I want to do. So what we would do, we would get there, we would get our bearing press, we'll take the bearing out. With these, depending how, if you want to vary your length, good thing about these, we can now is shim on the front. You can shim any side you want, depending on how much space you got between your wheel between your wheel and your axle and your truck housing. You might need to put it on the inside, so it brings the bearing out a bit and gives you more space. Once again, vary around, play around. Like I said, not one size fits all. So basically, you'll have to sort of do a bit of playing around. So at the moment, I'm just going to put that on the inside. So here's the shim. Place it in. It sits on the seat where the bearing seats in. You can see that in there. I hope you can see that. And you can see like that. Maybe you can see that red in there. Okay. Put our bearing back in. Flip over. Make sure it's in. And then we just flip over. And there you go. You can see that bearing. Sorry, the clearance on that is pretty good. I'm happy with that. So you can. That's one way you can do it. So look, that's just a quick little tutorial for my first video here on the quad shed. My hopefully final setup, my little setup behind me, my little display. And so, like I said, might not be for everyone, and it's really handy if you have, especially if you have only one set of skates and the axle's the same length. You can shim your wheels, but a bit of playing around. It takes a bit of time, but you can shim the wheel so it all fits on nice and quickly. So you don't have to worry about, taking the wheel off and then taking shims off, washers off, and so forth. You can just whack your wheel on. Let's do a quick example here. Okay, here's the blem. I'll do this on the inside this time. Then get the washer. Might be able to see this a bit better because it's a bit wider. You see the shim is on, the washer is on the inside of the wheel where the bearing sits. With the bearing on. And the good thing about the fibre washers is if they are a little bit thick, just get a bit of sandpaper and just rub them down. You can actually adjust the thickness of them nice and quickly. There you go. That's one internal shim. That's the jet on there. A little bit of play still. So you might want to go a second one. So do that. Let's just quickly do that. Do this, and we can do it on the inside, on the front of the wheel this time. So once again, there's no shim there. Put that on the front of the wheel. Put the bearing in. There you go. So now we've got two, one at the front, one at the back. And it's a little bit thick. So like I said, what you could do is you could just rub that down. I'll quickly get a bit of sandpaper. I'll throw a bit of sandpaper here. Or actually, there's some behind me. A little bit of sandpaper. Just stick it on there. And give it a bit of a rub down. I think I did have one previously done, but I can't find it now. So just give it a bit of a rub down. Won't take long. And you can then place it over. Place it in. Where's my bearing on? Lost my bearing. Lost my bearings. There it is on the press. Hope this is not going on too long. Always goes on longer than I think it's going to go. Bang. Make sure it's nice in there. And still needs a bit of sanding down. But anyway, you get the idea. Okay? So it's just ways. So when someone says internal shimming, that's what they mean. Alright guys, look, I've waffled on as usual, but thanks for watching. Thanks for bearing with me while I did this setup, while I got all the kinks out of it. Hopefully the kinks are out of it by now. And I'm just doing stuff in my own style. Alright guys, take it easy. I love you all. And I'm going to go back to my coffee, my Quadskate channel cup. And it's goodbye from Curly and goodbye from the Quad Shed. See you guys. Ciao. Bye. Ooh. Nice coffee.